Now, you got a ton of fans, obviously. What was it like? Because you see the number on your YouTube channel, I'm sure. But when did you actually process how big your audience had grown to?
Oh please! When I got 100 subscribers, I was like, I don't know 100 people. So it already hit me just at the very beginning, and I think that every subscriber after that to me is just like, it's insane, especially the idea that there's so many different people all over the world. Like if you look at a pie graph of my audience, it's just a rainbow. There isn't like one significant chunk over the other. It's incredible because I've been able to tour all over the world to meet all of those different people, different cultures and lifestyles. It's so amazing.
What have been some of your most memorable experiences? Obviously performing and getting into trouble, but you know, what's a great meal you had or a great excursion you got to do while visiting a country?
Yeah, so when I was in France, I signed a licensing deal with them 2 years ago, so I spent like 1 year mostly in France, which was incredible. But at the time we were vegan, and trying to eat dairy-free and meat-free in France is really difficult. And it's actually like very offensive to ask them to like alter their dishes. Sorry. I'm gonna take my advice. Don't ask them to do that. They'll spit in your food. I just promise. But we went to like, it was like a steakhouse, the equivalent of a steakhouse, and we walked in and there's like a pig roasting on a spit. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna order French fries. It's fine. I try not to make a big deal of it. And the cook came out and he was like, no, nobody in my restaurant will eat just French fries. And he like made me a custom vegan meal in a steakhouse. I'm like, you don't need to do that, but he did it for me. I was like, that is so cool.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna go to a Twitter question really fast. We got Chase Nakamura at Chase Ways. I don't know if you're here or just on the interwebs, but they want to know what's your favorite song that you've sung?
I think one of my favorite, I have a lot of favorite songs, so I think for every 4 covers I do, I try to do one that I just really love. So like Versace on the Floor is one of my favorite ones to sing. I really like singing Shape of You, Titanium. What I'm really the most excited about are these original songs. So the last 3 months, I had a writing session every day for 3 months. So that's a lot of songs. If you can calculate that, I wrote like 60 songs in like 3 months. And from those 60 songs, we picked the best 6, and we're starting to record them, and I am so pumped about these. Some of these songs are like my absolute favorite songs I've ever written. I'm really excited about them.
So what's going to happen to all those other songs? Because I'm sure they're equally amazing.
I mean, hopefully we're working on like placements in television, which would be really cool, maybe into movies, but they also still might come out at some point too.
And would you look into possibly letting other people sing those, kind of shopping them around? Like, who would you love to have sing one of you? You've sung so many amazing artist songs. What amazing artists would you love to hear sing your songs?
Oh, I would love for any amazing artist to sing the songs I've been writing. Yeah, it's definitely something I want to get into, is writing for other artists. You know, any of the upcoming pop artists would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I think you could even get some major established ones too into it. So we've got another question from Carolyn. It's Carolyn95 McMaho. Hi. She says, first of all, I'm going to start with a PS. I love you and I've been watching you since you started.
Thank you.
She wants to know, do you check your other social media, like Musically, or does someone else do that for you? How involved are you in looking at all of your different social media platforms?
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy helps me a lot with it, but it is also very much me. Like when you see people like Madilyn Bailey replying to comments, that's me. Like I try to be very still involved with my audience, because I think that's the most important part about YouTube. And the most unique part about YouTube is you have this like very personal, intimate connection with your audience that a lot of artists don't get to have, or don't take the liberty to indulge. But I, from the very beginning, loved the connection with the audience, and I never ever want that to change. I always wanted to come from me, so it's me.
And now we got another one from at Rihanna Simois. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. And I'm assuming that they're not here because they're asking about Europe and France. But do you have some plans to do some shows in Europe anytime soon? Don't forget about France. They've said with a French flag and a baguette emoji. So.
No, I have not forgotten about France. Once the originals are done, hopefully we'll start playing some shows. I don't know to what extent yet, but I really do want to start touring because, like I said, it's my absolute favorite part is being able to be here face to face. interacting. It's so incredible.
From the same Twitter user, they want to know, will you do makeup or lifestyle videos again on your channel, or do you prefer now just focus solely on your music?
Yes. On my Instagram page, I'm going to start doing little makeup tutorials, and I might still do some on my YouTube channel too. I do like keeping it focused on the music. The makeup videos, to be honest, are just like way harder to make. I don't know why. They're just so much more time consuming. You have to like really think about every makeup product you're going to put in it. You have to write down every makeup product you're going to put in it so you can tag them. You have just like so much more stuff. The voiceover after you've filmed it, and it takes 5 hours to film it. I'm like, my YouTube videos are one takes. All I have to do is do it right one time. It's done.
I love it. I love it. So Chase, who we mentioned earlier, also wants to know, what's the hardest song to sing that you do?
Oh, there have been a couple. There have been a couple that like made me cry while I'm like not emotionally cry because I'm like so frustrated. I had to like leave the room and come back. Versace on the Floor is one of those. It's just so hard. Symphony, so hard. Jessie J's Who You Are, so hard. Oh my gosh, some of those songs, like I don't know what I'm signing up for until I get in there and I'm like, darn it.
Like it sounded so good in the shower.
Yeah, why did I do this to myself again?
I love it. And Maggie Yang, 89, wants to know if what artists you would love to collab with.
It's been my dream collaboration since I started. It's still Eminem. Like I really want to do like a Skylar Grey like feature, but like maybe also do like a little rap, a little melodic rap with him. I'm just saying. I'm gonna make it happen someday, I swear.
Well, rap has clearly done well in the past, so it's always good to revisit. So Caleb Atherton at For a Boy wants to know, who's your inspiration?
It's also a good question. I think I'm very inspired by a lot of songwriters, but specifically like songwriters who are really strong artists as well, like Katy Perry and Sia. And then I'm also just really inspired, like when I come to VidCon, I'm super inspired by all of the YouTubers that I get to call my friends and interact with. They're just like, seriously, the YouTubers are some of the hardest working people I've ever met, and it makes me want to work even harder when I'm around them.
And talk to me, obviously music is your focus, but talk to me about other stuff that you've got going on and what you're really hoping to continue to grow, not just your music, but your whole brand into.
Yeah, well, we've been working really hard on the Instagram page to, you know, get a good theme and brand going. I think brand building is so hard because I think that like 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't really have any sense of like what I wanted my brand to be, and it had become whatever I had let it become. And so then it took a couple of years actually to rebrand and focus everything in on you know, the image and what I wanted to have happen. So.
And you've toured so many places. Where's somewhere that you haven't gone yet that you can't wait to go?
Ooh. I mean, I have never been to Sweden. I think that would be really fun. I've never been to Germany either, which I have a lot of German fans. It would be so fun to go there and tour. I've also never been to Hawaii, and I really want to go to Hawaii.
you have somebody right there helping you sell tickets.
You'll have to show me around.
So we have a question from Marine. It's Matic for Life. Wants to know if you'll always continue doing covers, or if at some point you're gonna only do original music.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll always do cover. I mean, covers. There's maybe not as many as I do now. Once the original music starts to, you know, even out. But I mean, the Beatles covered songs for the first like 2 or 3 albums of their life. I mean, Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" is actually a cover of Dolly Parton's. Like, she wrote that song. So I think that covering people's songs is a way of learning more about your vocals, more about yourself as an artist, and also just to be able to connect with other creative people who are writing.
Now from the same user, they want to know what is it about songwriting that you love, and like what that process is like for you. You know, you mentioned, you know, putting it in the phone, but is there certain things that inspire you? Is there certain like places you like to be when you write your music?
So, I mean, I love writing music like with an instrument in my hand, whether it's a piano or a ukulele or a guitar. That, I don't know why, but it really helps focus me in on what I'm doing versus like a lot of people can write to tracks, and I sometimes do that, but I like just lose a little bit of connection to the music. There's something, I mean, for me, songwriting is just that thing that makes sense, and it works, and even though it's hard work, it still feels like very, very natural to me. Versus like there's a lot of things that, I don't know, like putting on makeup, it took me years to learn how to do that, and I still feel like I have stuff to learn. But there's something about songwriting when I sit down, it makes sense, and it works, and I think that that's what everybody should strive for and look for in their life, whether it's their hobby, whether it's their career, because if you can find that thing that feels effortless to you, and you can turn that into something that you can make money off of, you're going to be the happiest person in the world. So I can tell you that doing music as my full-time job it's been so, so amazing, and I have to thank everybody who subscribed to my YouTube channel for doing that for me. Thank you.
Before we close out, I want to hear from you kind of, have you had any like aha moments in terms of your career, be that performing or songwriting, that you feel like is something that really has changed the way that you create?
Yeah, two things. One, nobody knows what they're doing. And don't let them fool you to think that they do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think any YouTuber here knows what they're doing, but they have faith in something. And they're like, number two, it goes along with this. Feel free to make mistakes. I have failed so many times on my YouTube channel. Do you remember those mistakes? No. You just remember the times I get it right, but I did make a lot of mistakes to get to those things that were right. Just like with playing shows, you have to play really terrible shows where like 2 people show up. That happens, and you have to do that in life in order to get to the shows where you can be playing in arenas. So put in the hard work, trust in what you're doing, and that's the best advice I have for that.
Well, definitely make sure that any performance does not have only 2 people in there. Check her out whenever you can in person. Also all of her social channels. Please everyone, join me in thanking Madilyn Bailey for being here with us at the Instant Interview stage, and please stay tuned for more amazing interviews from a lot of different digital creators today. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
There you go.